Welcome back to the T Love Show. I want to do a part series on treasure hunts, lost treasures in America, or in or about America. The first part, I want to go over the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt, which Forrest Fenn was a Texas native who was a pilot in Vietnam. He flew 328 combat missions. He was shot down on two different occasions, and I don't know him, or he passed away in 2020. But I think in light of that, he became an art dealer in New Mexico. So he settled in New Mexico after the war and opened an art gallery. And people who do, I guess, find themselves in art or valuables or become, I would say, treasure seekers themselves. So like, coins, jewels, art, like paintings, when I say art, sculptures, things of value, things of note that have been lost throughout history, searching for those items yourself to put them on display or for a collection. I think he became one of those people. So in 2010, he announced that he had buried a treasure in the Rocky Mountain region. Amongst the treasure was coins, jewels, and other valuables. The Rocky Mountains, that's a large gap that spans 4 states: Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico. So that treasure could have been placed anywhere. So yes, of course, he gave hints. He wrote a book called The Thrill of the Chase. And in this book, he spells out a few hints. There's 9 hints to be exact. I'm going to post a picture for all, you can pause to read the hints that he gave, and then also the notes that another treasure seeker had wrote down about each hint. But in search of that treasure, I saw a news report as well as reading. The news report said 4 people had lost their lives. The readings on Google and the searches that I found on this, they said 5 people had lost their lives. And Fenn addressed this by saying he didn't like the fact that somebody would call off the search because of these tragedies. These people who, knowingly put themselves in danger to seek out a treasure. I think it was worth $2 million. Once it was found, it was worth $2 million. So he said if people were getting murdered because of it, consider calling it off the search. But they, no foul play was done. Just, treasure adventurers losing their lives, which, is tragic, but also comes with the territory of treasure seeking, I would assume. The risk when you go off on that adventure, especially in that, the Yellowstone National Park, the Rocky Mountain regions, like, it's dangerous. So he did provide some hints. The hints were it rested between 5,000 and 10,000 feet in elevation, is located near trees, and that he halted there in 2 trips. He published a book with 10 or so other clues hidden in the poems that he wrote. I will post, or I'll show you guys the poem that he wrote that helps the treasure seekers. It's called Thrill of the Chase, was the book that he published. In 2020, a few years before Fenn passed away, and 10 years after he buried the treasure, a guy named Jack Stoof, he's a 32-year-old med student. He found the treasure, and he was going to stay anonymous, but because of pending lawsuits from other treasure seekers, like basically the treasure wasn't real, with family members lose lives, that the grandson of Fenn requested, had to give forth the location of the treasure and who found it. So because of court orders, the Flynn family had to reveal the identity of Jack Stoof. Treasure seekers today still follow the route. Like I'll show you guys the route that that follows the codes, the 9 clues to find the treasure. And in the book, I don't know if it was The Thrill of the Chase or another book that he published, but there's some people playing marbles, and the marble circle is the outlook of the lake, and then there's 3 marbles on the circle, that they're playing, and that is a depiction of where the treasure is, and you got people pointing to it. So that was like a tell sign of where it was, and the location on the lake of where it was. Slade Lake, I believe, is where he buried it. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of treasure seeking, and stay tuned for part 2, the Beale ciphers.